Hello, I'm Stuart Bloor and I'm by the Severn on a beautiful summer's afternoon. What can be better than sitting by the river on a day like today? Well, actually, from an angling perspective, plenty. It's amazing how folks think, isn't it, people that don't fish, how they think that it's great to go fishing in weather like this. When I'm loading the car at home, passers-by will often say, it's a great day for it. Well, actually, it isn't really, is it? It's not the ideal conditions that you're looking for. I'm looking towards the evening, really, and into dark, but I'm a great believer that as long as your bait's in the water, you've got a chance. In it to win it, indeed. And whilst the sun is still very much high in the sky, I've just had a screamer. This is a barbel, and as always, you know when you've got a barbel on the end. It's caught on a, well, say, I haven't caught it yet, have I? It was hooked on a 20mm Frankfurter sausage, soluble boilie. This is interesting. I've just had a fish on and my reel handle has just snapped off. If you follow my angling adventures on a fairly regular basis, you'll know about a year or so ago I had some real trouble with my Daiwa reels. I'm trying to get this to turn. I had some real trouble with my Daiwa reels. In fact, so much so that I was disappointed over a number of things, and I ended up swapping to Shimano. I've had this is going to be fun. I'm going to have to turn the reel like that. This is interesting. Anyway, I ended up swapping to Shimano. I just wasn't very happy with what I was getting from Daiwa, and this is I think the last Daiwa reel I've got, so it's a remnant, and it's just gone. Totally sheared the handle. This is the most unorthodox way of playing a fish you'll ever see on a video. But I've got no option, have I? I've got to do this. Actually, I think it might be a chub. It's not gone off on a screaming run, which is probably a good thing. Anyway, this session comes to a premature end, but I'll be back with another reel. Just as I'm packing away, because I'm fishing with two rods, the other one goes off. Now this is a Shimano reel and definitely a barbel on the other end. And all being well, I'm going to land this. If I don't, I'm pretty certain it won't be the fault of the reel. And I'm not whinging, by the way, or you know, whining about these reels. I'm just telling it as it is. Sometimes you need to do that. When I had the first one go, it was the bail arm just collapsed on me. I was fishing on the lower Severn, caught a barbel, well, playing a barbel. The bail arm collapsed on a brand new reel. And then I had the handle going exactly the same way as that previous one did, or the one just, should I say. And I had to buy a new handle for that. It cost me £12, which I thought under the circumstances, a sort of a freebie wouldn't have been too much of an ask. Anyway, since then I've bought 5 Shimano reels. So what's happened is that the £500 or £600 I would have spent with Daiwa, because I was a big fan of Daiwa reels. I'd had a couple of reels previously that I'd fished with for years, and although they came to an end, it was really old age, nothing more. So, for the sake of a few issues like that which I didn't feel were dealt with properly, particularly the handle where I had to buy it and it was really a design fault. I could have had, this one's coming in now, I could have had £500 or £600 worth of business off me, plus good publicity. Anyway, I'm going to drop down the bank and net this one. Session 3, and I'm on the middle Severn. I've got a combination of the man flu and hay fever, and they've both merged together. I'm not sure where one ends and one begins, but having said that, I'm a man, so I'm battling on. Bright sunshine, as you can see from my sunglasses. And talking of days like this, just recently I was out and about on a local lake and I spotted a daytime feeding bat, which is quite unusual. So I managed to capture some brief footage of that. A Dorbenton's bat, usually, like other bats of course, we see them at night. And if you're an angler into your nature but not necessarily identifying the bat species, that's the one that you see that flies really low over the water, and it will take insects even off the surface. So next time you're out and about and it's a nice evening, a nice night, maybe the sun, maybe the moon's up and you've got street lights nearby, something like that, look out for that bat that flies very, very low, skimming the surface of the water. That's a Dorbenton's. Anyway, the rods are out and I'm hopeful of a barbel. I'm on my final session and I've left it late. I'm into a fish. I don't think it's a barbel though. It's a chub. Mind you, at least I'm not a blanker. Assuming that I get it on the bank, of course. Yeah, I can see down there it's a chub. Right, I'm going to drop down the bank and net it. And as you can see there, it's a nice enough fish, although it's dusk. The camera's picking up enough light to show the fish off. Yeah, a bit of a cracker, isn't it? Maybe not the barbel I'm after, but I'm happy with that.